And Nate says he wants to do things you're comfortable with. Can you say what some of those things might be?
Not really. I mean, I just don't think I mean, I'm comfortable with a lot of things. Just I've played a lot of ball. I mean, I've done a lot of things. Whether it's downfield throws, quick throws, whether it's running the ball, whatever it is. All the things you can do in a football game. I think we're capable of doing. And we just got to do it a little cleaner.
In the wake of another disappointing Denver loss last Sunday that ended with Russ throwing a pick to end the game, the Broncos have become increasingly frustrated with the lack of direction in the team and the organization. Russell Wilson has struggled on the field all season, going 3-5 in his last 8 starts and displaying a shocking regression. This past Sunday, the QB posted another poor performance, completing only 50% of his passes, throwing 1 touchdown and an interception, 6 sacks, and a 22.4 QBR, which isn't even his lowest mark this year. Clearly, the former Seahawk has pretty much lost all confidence in himself in 2022. And now a growing report surfaced a couple days ago where former Broncos O-lineman Tyler Polumbus, who also played in Seattle in 2010, said on a Denver radio show that Wilson has been confusing his offense by calling audibles with code words from his days in Seattle. Polumbus said, "Russ is losing his mind out there. He's at the line of scrimmage using audibles from the Seahawks. The guys don't know the audibles. He's using code words that the guys don't know what the code words are. And they're coming back to the huddle and they're like, dude, what are you saying up there? We don't know the play. We don't know what that is. He's losing his mind right now." So apparently, Russ has gotten so rattled this season that he's using audibles from his time in Seattle that his new teammates aren't familiar with. Even when head coach Nathaniel Hackett was asked about the situation, the Broncos coach didn't necessarily deny that Wilson was using old Seahawks audibles. And this is actually a pretty big issue with the team if both coach and QB are disconnected. Russ seems to have a set of plays he wants to run, while Hackett wants him to run his plays. So it appears the Broncos QB is audibling out of too many calls. Denver currently has the worst offense in the league at the halfway point in the season, with Russell Wilson only throwing a mere 7 touchdown passes in those 8 games. Add on top of that, Russ has only rushed for a little over 15 yards per game, which is about half the mark he did in Seattle. So you have many in the league begin to confirm that all the success the Seahawks enjoyed over the last decade was more Pete Carroll's coaching ability than the QB himself. And just looking at Seattle's success with Geno Smith under center, it's hard to think otherwise. You have Denver wasting a historically great season by their defense, which ranks first in the NFL for fewest points allowed, but the offense hasn't kept up with them. The team currently sit with a 3-6 record in the AFC West, largely due to the defense keeping them in games. And to think that Seattle might actually get 2 top 10 first-round picks from this trade is pretty mind-boggling. No one imagined Denver to be sitting where they are right now. Many had them to be contenders, projecting the Seahawks to hold late-round picks from the trade. That being said, it's going to be interesting to see if the Broncos could turn their season around in the second half of the season, because if they don't, this may actually go down in the history as one of the worst NFL trades of all time for the Denver Broncos.